Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of MarkRushton.com. It is Thursday, June 24th, 2021, on break from the day job, lunch break. And just a quick video. I swear it's going to be a quick video today. I subscribe to 6 music streaming services. I'm going to talk about them as quick as I can. I subscribe to Spotify, YouTube Music, Pandora, Napster, Deezer, and as of yesterday, Apple Music again. And I would say, if you pressed me about it, I'd say Spotify was good. It's getting bad. Pandora and Deezer, pretty good apps. The rest, you'll hear. Why do I subscribe to 6 music streaming services? It's not to play music on them. The main one that I listen to music on is Spotify, just because I have been a subscriber for, I guess, like 8 years at least. I think it's been more than 8 years. I think it was whenever they came to the United States. It was, 2013, 2012? I can't remember. Before that, I subscribed to Napster, which was Rhapsody, the legit version, and used that when I had a little, about the size of a Tic Tac box, the Sony digital Walkman. You would download the tracks. They had DRM. You had to connect with the server every 30 days or they would disappear, which, wasn't great. It wasn't streaming, but the Sony digital Walkmans were just absolutely awesome little devices. I wish they still made something like that small and aesthetically wonderful and sounded fantastic, even with crappy earbuds. So, and then of course, when the Spotify era here, we have to switch over to the clunky smartphone, which is what I use my smartphone for about 97% of the time. So why do I subscribe to so many music streaming services? Well, as an artist, it's because of public playlists, because that's how most people listen to the recordings that I release under my name, under different names. So the music, environmental sounds, field recordings, the different genres of music that I publish under. Most of it gets an audience because of some kind of playlist or some kind of internet radio service. And so I used to subscribe to fewer. I'm starting to subscribe to more, just as a way to test things out and see whether or not the playlists that I have built on other platforms that have done pretty good, if I have transferred those over to those accounts, and we'll see what happens in the next few months here. So it's kind of an experiment. And, if something doesn't work out, if the needle is not moved, bye-bye streaming service. I'll just get rid of that streaming service and maybe get something else. I'll go to Tidal or whatever. What else is out there? Something that's available in the United States. I guess Tidal's about the only other one. There might be some others. I don't know. And one thing that I've discovered with subscribing to so many different music streaming services and using so many different distributors is that not every music distributor in the United States distributes to the same. They don't distribute everywhere. Like there's one distributor that doesn't even distribute to Napster, and there's another one that, for some reason, it takes years to get their stuff over to Apple Music, or they don't even. I don't think they even. I don't think Apple Music is on their radar, or it's not in the list. Maybe they got iTunes still listed out there. I don't know. It's weird. You'd think every single company out there, the major, and these are major music distributors, would have deals with every single place, because as I like to say, you should be everywhere. And so this is me kind of testing that out, and it's kind of an odd thing. I've mentioned this to other people, and they said, "Well, do you play your music on all?" No, I don't. Some of them I don't even use at all. I just use them to have the account, to have the public playlists out there. I might go out there and just kind of see how the service works. I might listen to maybe a playlist out there. I might see what I've got out there, listen to a few seconds. That's about it. See, the thing is, you don't, I don't know how many times I can say this. And I had mentioned this in an earlier video when somebody was talking about, well, if my friend streams my song 1 million times on Spotify, we just put this on, will that help me? No, it won't. These are data companies. And don't never do that. Don't do anything like that. That's stupid. And if you have an account out there and you do that on somebody else, they're going to find out. They're going to shut you down. And if they find out that you're friends, then that's not cool. That's not cool. Anyway, so let's run through the 6 before I start getting all long-winded and repeating myself. Spotify, I think I've been subscribing to them for over 8 years. It was a really fantastic app when it started out. Lately, it sucks. It's starting to suck. And I don't know, they hired this guy, Ian Bach, as the lead designer, and it's the mobile app started looking like garbage and barely works. And now the desktop app is just, all they push are podcasts, and podcasts that, I'm not interested. First of all, I'm not interested in podcasts. I have a separate app that I listen to podcasts on. I like using it. And the second thing is that they're all podcasts I would never listen to. I would never, you couldn't pay me to listen to this stuff. And the idea that they push it above the fold on the desktop app. What is the matter with Spotify? It's like they've lost their minds. And it's all topics. It's all the trait stuff, Who greenlighted this crap? Daniel Ek, are you running your company? Do you have any idea? This was the great thing about Spotify when I joined up 8 years ago. It was because they seemed to kind of tailor it for your tastes and what you listen to. Things like Release Radar and all the daily playlists. They're pretty good. I get a lot of great stuff in Release Radar. Back when they had the Discover section on the desktop app, it was great. I would go in there and there would be suggestions, and it was I got caught into the app. I went down the rabbit hole. Or I treat it like the library. I found out about this John Lee Hooker album a few months ago, and took the deep dive down there. A few years ago, it was King Tubby and all the Jamaican reggae from the 70s, 60s and the 70s, Rocksteady and all that. Just wonderful to experience that. And now it's just all the garbage of today, or the stuff that they have been paid to push. I could go on, and you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, and then the push into podcasting. I don't understand that. You're paying $100 million for Joe Rogan. Was that necessary? He's not Howard Stern trying to prop up Sirius XM 15 years ago. He's not Howard Stern. I'm sorry. He's not going to bring in a whole bunch of people to subscribe to Spot. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Maybe, who knows, but I doubt it. And then, of course, spending all that money on podcast talent and applications. Where's that money coming from? Oh, yeah, that's coming from artist royalties. Potential artist royalties. Oh, no, it's coming from shareholders and investments. And no, it's coming from artist royalties. And now you just push. Because we need to have profitability. That's fine. Profitability. What does that mean to me? Whether a profit or a loss, I'm just working for the boss. So no one's paying $10 a month to listen to Joe Rogan. Not that many. Not $100 million worth. So yeah, that interface just lately, just the desktop, the mobile app, just I don't like using. I started using Deezer. We'll get to that in a little bit here. Deezer's not too bad. And I'm starting to use Pandora a little bit. Guys, watch out. I just want to basic meat and potatoes music listening app where I can either explore or download and listen to offline. So yeah, Spotify's got problems. They've got serious problems. And if you go out to, Reddit or the Spotify community, a lot of people complaining. They're like, why am I paying money for this? You don't want your people who joined up to listen to music and to get recommendations. I mean, I like the algorithmic recommendations. I like the way the old app worked. Are you listening? Oh, no. We're not listening. If you try to talk to them via their customer service, and they're like, well, we'll have somebody from the whatever team contact. They never contacted me. Never. Yeah, I went in there and I asked, I said, can I give my 2 cents? Not that it matters. And they're just like, yeah, we'll have somebody get a hold of you because we're stuck in our apartment somewhere. Clickety, clickety, clickety. Probably somewhere 9,000 miles away, likely, with a fake name. Hello, my name is Steve. Your name is not Steve. Okay. Spotify's the big one. It's the big enchilada. The next one that I subscribe to is YouTube Music. And I got into YouTube Music because I was a Google Play Music subscriber when that was a service. And of course, Google's problem is they have to constantly rebrand. They have to constantly destroy everything that they've built for whatever reason. And YouTube Music is now just a sort of an add-on for YouTube. It's $2 extra a month. If you want YouTube Premium, the ad-free YouTube, for an extra $2 a month, you get YouTube Music. I think I was grandfathered in because I signed up for an early thing. They'll probably take that away here soon. Isn't that how it always works, right? And so I actually kind of like Google Play Music. It wasn't that great, but it was okay. And a lot of people used it. I got some pretty good royalties from it in 2016, 2017, 2018. And then, YouTube Music was announced, and as I like to say, they chloroformed it. But I don't think that many people are using it. I just don't think. I mean, the per stream that you get on it is pretty high, and but it is connected to YouTube, so not quite sure how that works. They do have some weird, quirky things about it, like you can't have custom graphics for your playlists, for your public playlists that you make. I think it's all tied in with the YouTube code base. What's the other? Oh yeah, if you want to transfer your playlist from another service, YouTube will only accept 10 imports within a 24-hour period. For apparently importing playlist from somewhere else, more than 10 is going to ruin Google and YouTube. This is just lame-o. It's not a bad service. But it's not something that I'm going to install on my phone. Unlike Pandora, I honestly, I can't say enough good things about Pandora. They were huge in the aughts and the early teens, and then they've just kind of lost a lot of market share since then. But they still are I can't remember what it was, 60 or 66 million active monthly users in the U.S., just the U.S. That's a formidable service. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily like the radio, but a lot of people do like the radio service. It works for them. And the YouTube Premium, it's a good service. Not perfect, but for the music fan, somebody who just wants to listen to stuff, again, meat and potatoes, it's perfectly good. And so, yeah, I don't use it that much, but I use it more than I thought I would. Okay, the next one is Napster. And Napster's kind of a return. I'm returning to Napster after a long time. And they're pretty small. I think they only have like 3 or 4 million subscribers, but they are profitable. Everything that I've read out there indicates that they are a profitable business. But the app looks like it hasn't been updated in 25 years. It's clunky. It does work. It does work. And I will say, I do kind of like when good apps at a time don't update. There is something kind of aesthetically fun about that. I don't mean to knock them or anything like that. I wish Spotify went back to the way it was just a few years ago with the podcast. Where was it? Like this part of the screen is it's just a link. If you want podcasts, you can go into that neighborhood. Otherwise, you don't have to go into that neighborhood. But Napster, it is what it is. And some music distribution services don't send tracks there for whatever. There's no agreement with them, which is kind of odd. It's kind of weird. Why wouldn't you? Would you not notice that if you worked at Napster, or would you not notice that if you worked at particular? Why? What's the story on that? You should be everywhere. So I'm experimenting with that for a few months, and we'll see if the needle doesn't get moved, then I'll get rid of that one. Deezer. I've been using Deezer for, I guess, 3 weeks now, something like 2 or 3 weeks. And I guess it's like a French company, and they have 7 or 8 million subscribers, plus me, and about 14, 15 million active monthly users. It's not a bad app. However, from what I understand, if you're an artist and things are screwed up, you're on French time. It's kind of difficult to get things cleaned up. But I downloaded the mobile app because I thought the user interface, the desktop, the Windows desktop interface was pretty good. It was kind of comparable to Pandora, not bad. And then I downloaded the mobile app and played around with that and used it in my car. I was perfectly impressed. It worked better than Spotify. Just let you know, Spotify. And they all cost the same. What is it, $10 a month? Pretty happy with it here. We'll see whether or not building public playlists on that platform works. But again, we'll see what happens. And then, of course, the new edition, which is one I've subscribed to a few times over the year, Apple Music. And this is just to test out the sheer number of public playlists that I have. And I got them out there. I got them out there yesterday. I don't know. I kind of think Apple Music is clunky. It's clunky. It's got that weird sort of integration with iTunes, and it's like all these things I got to click through every single time. It's kind of oddly disconnected from reality. The thing about Apple always is that they always want to push what they're paid to push, or what they want. They always push their curated podcasts first, which again I sort of understand, but even Spotify isn't so over the top about everything. Like if you search within Apple Music for a certain type of music or whatever, every single playlist, it seems like nearly every single playlist is as an Apple curated playlist. It's a little weird. What that mean? Do you not trust? Do you not trust anybody to kind of build something within your system? You have to have ultimate total control of that. I think that's a little weird. Again, this is going to be another 2 or 3 month experiment. 10, 20, $30 spent. I don't have a freebie anymore because I've used the freebie in the past. But play around with it. Maybe just a sheer number of playlists would help. I don't know. It's not a service that I would ever use. I mean, I've looked at the desktop app, and it's just not there for me. So I continue to subscribe to Spotify. I hope they reverse course and they stop it with the over the top beatings of the podcasts and all the completely unnecessary, unrelated content. I hope hope Ian Bach moves on, and all the other people that just are promoting this stuff so that they can get a a bonus or a raise or a little extra bullet point on LinkedIn that they can lie about. I don't know. Just leave us music fans alone. And of course, the other ones I like are Pandora, and I like Deezer. It's pretty good. The other ones, they're fine. We'll see what happens. Like, the main thing for me is, as an artist, building public playlists out there for myself and for other artists. Do they get attention? Do they pay for themselves? Some services, yes, they do very well. Other services, we don't know yet. So anyway, that's it. I subscribe to 6 music streaming services. That's where I am as of Thursday, June 24th, 2021. I knew it was going to be short, but it's not short. How long is this video? Probably 20 minutes. Is it 21 minutes? So we'll talk to you tomorrow.